Hi and welcome back to my channel, and I'm very excited about this particular comic. It's Fantastic Four 257, released in the year of, I think it was 1983, and it's August, and it's by John Byrne. And here on the front cover you have Galactus and Death and four Byrne bubbleheads of the Fantastic Four. There's the Human Torch. And this is a continuation from my previous video where Galactus came to Earth and was challenged by Terrax and brought low by the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, but they all left in good terms. So what happens when Galactus left? Well, Galactus, look at that beautiful first page, and Galactus admits that he's dying. And then he has a whole existential conversation with himself about his reason and why he exists and why he hungers so, and the devastation that takes place when he has to consume planets that are inhabited. So there he is going through the cosmos, a fantastic double page spread by John Byrne, just showing Galactus. I think next to Jack Kirby, Byrne really captured the spirit of Galactus, and this particular comic is fantastic. It really highlights just how powerful Galactus is. So here, Galactus continues to kind of debate his existence when he is visited by Death. And Death kind of gives him a wake-up call and tells him to get his act together and to consider his place in the cosmos. And so with that, Galactus kind of gathers himself and summons his herald. And of course, we all know that his herald at this time is Frankie Ray, but now known as Nova. And Frankie was originally a girlfriend of Johnny Storm, and she became Galactus's herald in order for Galactus not to consume the Earth when he last visited. And there's no beating around the bush. Galactus is dying, he's starving, he needs to eat, and Nova right away says, "I've found a planet for you." And the planet that Nova has found is Skullos, which is the skull throne world. And this was like absolutely pivotal for this to happen. So this is Nova going off now, and she challenges the Skull Armada here in space. And they realize that Galactus is kind of onto them. And so they send this Armada to stop Nova so that Galactus won't find where they are. But it's too late, because Galactus knows exactly now where they are. And that's all because of Nova, who has really shaken off her human identity and has become a true herald of Galactus, with no consideration for the fact that the planet is inhabited. So she's been debating about how she's attracted to Galactus. She could be in love with him. So you can make of that what you want. But anyway, there she goes. So there Galactus appears in the throne world, and there's the Skull Empress. So you can imagine the chaos that occurs with the comic, with that arrival of Galactus. And Galactus doesn't spend any time getting his machinery together in order to be able to go through the process of consuming. He just goes straight to the planet. He delves right into the middle of the planet and just consumes it. And I think this is probably the first time I ever saw how Galactus consumes planets, because we saw him before previously in the Fantastic Four, where he set up some machinery and was going to go through the process of consuming Earth, but we never actually got to that stage at the end. But this time there's no stopping him, and he is going to consume this planet. And he does, and you can just see the chaos and the acknowledgement of the Skull Empress that everything is lost. It was quite a shocking storyline back in 1983. And then Galactus eats the planet, consumes it, and then is gathered up by his machine by his home and is watched over by Nova while he sleeps after consuming the planet. And then the comic then switches back to the Fantastic Four. Johnny's going out to meet some friends who I think were previously friends of Frankie Ray, who became Nova, and he is looking for an apartment to move into. So he finds this apartment that he thinks that would make a good place for him. So obviously he's leaving the Baxter building, and he's not the only one leaving the Baxter building. And here we have Reed and Sue speaking to Ben, and they're talking about how they're not going to disband the Fantastic Four, but that they're going to move out and they're going to live, or try to live, in a more normal neighborhood, probably in disguise. So Ben's quite happy to hear that, and there you can see that lovely page of him lifting up the two of them. But Ben, Reed and Sue are just there in the hospital now with their son Franklin, who is just in recovery there, as you can see. And then we've got later Susan taking off, saying goodbye to Reed, and she's got a little mini craft there, and she's got a wig in her head, and she's going to a neighborhood to look at a house to buy so that they can live in inconspicuously. And then while Sue's doing that, Reed heads over to the Avengers mansion at the request of the Avengers and the Scarlet Witch to see what's going on with the Vision. And there's the Vision there. And this is interesting because this is this kind of a split off point where the storyline after this comic, I think, branches into the West Coast adventures of the Vision Quest. And here's Reed trying to find out what happened to the Vision. So he's in the Avengers mansion and he's helping Wanda figure out what's going on with the Vision. And then Wanda goes to make Reed a cup of tea. But when she comes back, she finds an alarm going off that the Avengers mansion has been violated and there's been an intruder, and Reed is missing. He's gone. So where could Reed be? Well, we all know that this is the prologue to the trial of Reed Richards, in which Reed is put on trial for allowing Galactus to live, especially after he destroyed the Skull homeworld. So there we have it, a beautiful 1983 comic by the amazing John Byrne, whose birthday was last week, I think. So happy birthday to Mr. Byrne. And it's a one comic, but it's a pivotal comic, and it's such a pleasure to read it today as it was back in 1983. Artwork, beautiful. Colours, beautiful. The storyline, brilliant. Byrne was at the top of his game at this stage. So I hope you all enjoyed my video, and thank you for watching, and check in next time. Bye.